Welcome back to another episode of Hermitcraft Season 10. This is episode 33, and in the previous Hermitcraft episode, a lot of things happened. I got sued. That was a whole thing. I did some auditions for lawyers, which I'm not sure went that well. I threw a whole cubic meter of bricks through someone's window, and I built myself a Hopper Minecart multi-item sorter. And I was reading through the comments, and this went really well, okay, and I'm super happy with the design. But there was a part of this design that I specifically did when I made it. And I should have noticed. When I worked out the dimensions for the build, and I was like, oh, it's 16 wide. Oh, it's 16 long. Oh, that's interesting. It's a chunk. I'm sure that's not relevant. I designed this thing to fit perfectly within one chunk, so that if I unloaded it, I would never run into issues with minecarts. Oh, we've sort of gotten lucky. No, this has actually worked out really well. If anything, this is better. So in case you don't know what I've just done, I've just put the chunk boundaries up, and we've got a perfect split down the middle, which is excellent news because this machine is actually two machines split directly down the middle. They do not interact with one another. This is two machines. And they both exist in their own chunks. And look, the whole machine fits within chunks. Yes, I am not a failure. The only potential area where the Hopper minecarts could get stuck is like here and here, both of which are really, really easy to fix. What I didn't want is the Hopper minecarts getting stuck within the system and doing all sorts of unloading and loading of items and all that sort of stuff, but that is not going to happen. Please try and ignore the fact that I'm on fire. Okay, so the next piece of the puzzle is I need to build up the little stations where the items are going to go. You stay away from the boulder bros. So this is where the items are actually going to be transported to, so I guess I need to make almost like a storage module, and I kind of want it to have some level of intelligence. I think we're going to have to go to the Redstone testing world. Yes, let's go to the Redstone testing world. Oh my goodness, my 20th birthday cake. I'm about to turn 29. That's made me feel very old. Okay, so here goes all of our chests. They'll all have hoppers running into the back of them, and why not? Let's make them so that they're storage silos. With a very slight difference between other ones in that I'm going to make it so that this top one has a signal strength of 3. That basically means as this machine fills up, we will be able to detect when the top chest is fully filled in and the hopper is beginning to fill, and we'll be able to shut off the item elevator down at the bottom and divert all of the resources into like a backup storage system down below, and also potentially sound some kind of alarm. Now, I've been thinking about the size of some of our buildings, and I've decided to strip back our storage silo a little bit, so it's just every other redstone lamp. This is the item elevator, which will take the items up. It's big, there's no way around it, so I'm trying my best to think of the most compact way to send the redstone signal downwards, and I mean, the wall trick does seem good. Oh, I'm just trying to make it work with the comparators. Yes, I think I've done it. Okay, so when our signal strength from this top comparator gets to 4, it will power this trapdoor, and that will change the state of this entire wall, which means we can detect that down at the bottom of our water stream with an observer. And we can run the output from that observer into a little T flip-flop. This will lock the hopper. In fact, this should be locked by default, and then it will unlock when the trapdoor is powered. Okay, the whole circuit is the wrong way around, but anyway, this is just a test. But as you can see, it's so fast. I can't even flick my head fast enough to actually show it. But they are changing states. This thing is super compact. It is just 4x4, which is perfect for the builds that we've got, and then the stuff down at the bottom is also really small as well. I've got 2 double chests for backup storage. Now, before we build this on a Hermitcraft server, I want to show Stress something. Oh. Hello. This is impressive. We need to try and keep this conversation going.
It's a little surprise that you had there. Oh.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting you to arrive in midair. This is impressive. Oh wow. I am loving your headwear.
Have you not played Disco's game?
Well, see, here's the thing. I did, and I succeeded in my challenge. I succeeded in my challenge over many months. And I kind of haven't told anyone that I succeeded in my challenge. I think I have succeeded, but also I don't know what to do. I basically had to invent a word, and I invented the word chuffly. Right. But the problem is that like nobody even knew that I'd completed the challenge because chuffly just sounds like something that I would say. I almost did it too well.
It sounds very British, doesn't it?
Yeah. Can you say it?
Chuffly. It kind of sounds a bit wrong.
It does. Yeah, it does. Yeah. Maybe we should stop saying it. I want you to look at this building here and see if you notice anything, because I got a bunch of comments about the little blue part of this saying that you would like it. But it's just from this one angle. And I don't know if you can see it.
I can see it already because I've been staring at him today.
I was going to say, yeah, I thought so. I thought I'd seen him pop up. But like whenever I stand here, people will just always mention Perry the Platypus. And I was like, I was looking around. I was like, I swear I would have noticed Stress put Perry somewhere in my general area. And I've been really confused about it for like the past like 10 episodes. And then I finally realized what people were talking about.
You've had him on your mind. That's what it's
clearly,
been.
He's infiltrated.
You've been thinking about it.
Yeah.
Thank you for inviting me, Mumbo.
No problem.
Have a lovely rest of your day. A chuffly
rest of my day. I will. It is impossible not to smile from ear to ear when you're hanging around with Stress. Right, let's take a look inside some of these buildings. I'm not worried about the Boulder Bros because, of course, we can go into the mountain. Not worried about Ron's because Ron's is actually pretty big. Willie's Woodyard, we can go into the mountain. It's Jill and Bill's that I'm concerned about. How much space do we have in here? Oh, it's tight, isn't it? Oh, it's not big. It's not big. I've just thought, is it even... Oh my goodness. Okay, so we don't even really have... We don't even really have like vertical space because I think this is the edge. Oh, okay. That is interesting. I mean, I guess you could argue canonically that Jill and Bill's would be quite cluttered and cramped. Maybe we could have it so that the storage goes down almost in a basement and then we build up the rest of the interior. That actually seems like quite a fun idea. The bank won't be a problem, this place is massive, and the farm is a future project. Okay, resources are being gathered. Absolutely nothing more satisfying than this. And now I'm ready to start building. The first chests of the storage system are being placed. And where better to start than Big Ron's, the one that started it all. Immediately I've realized I've forgotten some resources. Okay, storage silo is complete. That is part number 1. Part number 2 is working out where our little network of water streams is going to go, which... yeah, I guess I'm doing this in the wrong order. I should go over to the sorting system and go down underneath here. This is the level that our water streams will be at. So around about Y75. Oh, the database is here with a substantial cross of the fingers. That shouldn't be a problem. So how many builds have we got going off in this direction? We've got the Boulder Bros, we've got Big Ron's, we've got Willie's Woodyard, and then I'm assuming Bill and Jill's is probably around about here. No, actually, it's there. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So then just Bill and Jill's and the bank go off in this direction and the farm, and then, yeah, the other 3 go this way. Okay, right, I've cleared out a little walkway for where all of the items are going to be flowing, and I think I've got enough space for the 3 water streams for the 3 different shops. So we've got our auto dropper all set up, but that's there. That will then drop items out into the water stream, which is going here. I'm going to have to drop my floor even lower. So this mess of auto droppers, this covers the Boulder Bros back there, and then that one's Big Ron's, and then this one is going to be Willie's. Sorry, I'm just trying to get all of this stuff straight in my head. It's just as confusing for me as it is for you. Maybe. Some of you could be super smart. I often think about how tedious this game would be without mending. Like, what did I used to do? I just endlessly craft diamond pickaxes. Progress is coming along very, very slowly. Gosh. This is the area under the Boulder Bros. I've cleared out the space for the item elevator and things, and I've laid out the brickwork, so now I know where the water stream is going to be going. Going to do the same thing for Big Ron's, so that starts there, and it makes its way along like this, and we're going to end up with almost like a little network of, almost like a tube network underneath my base. Okay, everything is mapped out. It's looking very cool. I'm enjoying myself here. Item elevator casing done. Then we've got the redstone line, which comes from this comparator, which, if I remember correctly, goes up like this, wraps around, and then goes into the trap door, which is on the... Wait, hang on, what? Oh, yeah. Okay, I need this. This all needs to be stairs. And the reason all of this needs to be stairs is because our walls need to not connect up to the blocks so that we can use the walls to actually send redstone signals. It's coming together now. There was a few little wobbles, but now everything should be working. You can see our wall is turning into a wall all the way down. I don't know how else to describe it. I don't know. Oh my goodness, I almost drowned. I don't think I've ever almost drowned in Minecraft before. So Big Ron's storage module should now all be complete. Don't worry, I am going to be doing some decorating to all of this stuff soon. I am aware how much of an eyesore this thing is. That made it seem like I was talking about my face. A lot of you have been talking about my face lately. Willie's is now also getting fully sorted, so I've got all of the chests in place. I've got all of the hoppers in place. I'm adding in all of the comparators for our little storage silo. I wouldn't say I'm necessarily finding a rhythm just yet. This is still extremely clunky and very, very slow, but... progress is progress. Willie's woodyard is now all done as well. We just have to get the water in. Look at my flying skills. That's exactly where I needed to go. My objective here is to try not to drown. Last time I almost drowned. Can I escape? Oh no. Oh gosh. It's kind of more complicated to get out than you expect. Now when it comes to Boulder Bros, I thought I'd add a few extra double chests, but I've also been thinking that I would add in a shulker box loader somewhere over by the storage system for just stone and cobblestone. And these would be filtered out before they actually reach the system. Anything that I'm going to have ridiculously large quantities of. Oh dear, that is not good. I'm proud of my joke. I don't know if anyone else will find that funny, but I like it. I've been playing a lot of Minecraft today, but Pearl Descent Moon is objectively funny. So, the storage system for the Boulder Bros is now all completed. I've also added in the little redstone stopper down at the bottom here. So we have our item overflow sorted. I've got the water stream for the Boulder Bros in. And I also have all of the other water streams as well. Everything should now all be connected up. And this should kind of be ready to go. I thought it would be smart for me to label these lines just because in the future I know I'm going to get incredibly confused. But we are officially now halfway done on this project. And at this point, it seems like a good idea to interview a lawyer.
Mumbo jumbo. I am streaming, by the way.
That is fine. That makes it extra special.
What's happening? Oh my god, am I worried?
Okay, yeah, you should be like maybe a small amount worried, potentially. I don't know. I mean, this is like nerve-wracking stuff. This is extra pressure because you're on stream, all right? So...
did you find Will Smith in my water tower, or what happened?
I don't even have the words to describe the emotions that I'm feeling right now. What do you even mean by that?
You never know, Mumbo.
I feel like you might need a lawyer by the sounds of things because like I'm being sued, but for something like quite small, whereas if you got Will Smith...
why are you being sued?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's because people are jealous, you know? They hate me because they ain't me. I've got like a wicked store with awesome sound effects, but people are saying that
dude,
they're too loud.
I love your shop. You
Thank
got the sound effects. It's alive. It's breathing. It's just what I was telling my audience a moment ago about how I love builds that feel alive. Or a story. Like you can combine those two or they could be separate, but as long as they're alive or they're telling a story, and your shop's alive with the banging and the hooting and the hollering and all that stuff, I love it.
Thank you. Well, I'm being sued for it, okay? People don't like
Who's
it.
suing you for that?
XP Crafted and Devin. Yeah.
How dare they? Do you want me to Hawkeye him?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, look, okay, what I need is I actually need a lawyer, and I'm holding auditions for lawyers because that's how you find lawyers. Everyone knows that. And, so I thought what I'll do is I'll give you like a hypothetical crime, and then you need to come up with a quick fire defense on the spot. I'll give you a little thing to stand on. Okay, so that's what.
I love a pedestal.
Wait, no, the lawyers? No, normally I stand there and the lawyer stands lower, but that doesn't matter. Okay, the hypothetical crime, and it is entirely hypothetical, is that I threw a cubic meter of bricks through someone's window in front of them, and then laughed maniacally at them.
Your Honor,
whoa,
we're all gathered here today. About a crime of bricks.
Yep.
Bricks thrown through a window. Glass is made to break.
Yeah.
Was anybody hurt? Was there glass strewn around the floor that could be easily swept up? Yes. Anybody hurt? I'm still asking. Was anybody hurt?
No, nobody was hurt. Sorry, I thought that was like a rhetorical. Sorry, I should have clarified. Yeah, no, nobody was hurt. Maybe a plant. A plant might have been injured in the process, but yeah.
Plants are known to regrow.
Yeah, yes, they are.
I rest my case. Nobody was hurt.
Yeah, who cares? Who cares? Exactly.
Glass is meant to be broken.
Exactly.
And this man here, can this man not express a little frustration in his life?
Exactly. Yeah.
Everybody has had that feeling once in their life where they wanted to take a brick and throw it through their neighbor's window.
Yep. Most people don't know. I guess that's the law part. That's the part where the law. Yeah.
But if it's justified, I feel like it is okay to throw the brick.
Yeah.
In a moment of chaos, and a feeling of insanity, boiled together in a pot of righteousness. Yeah. This man is free and clear to go about his life of banging around in his shop.
Yeah. This is a good defense. This is a good defense. Just say, well, you want to probably throw a brick through a window sometimes, don't you? And then I rest my case.
And I'm not even done yet. Regardless of bricks or throwing or glass or no injuries or a plant that can regrow its branch. This man here, Mumbo, let's not forget, created one of the greatest shops in the shopping district. Yep. A shop so alive, full of energy and story, and may I add, good prices. Man thinks about the people of Hermitcraft. He not only wants to provide a good product at a reasonable price, and also entertains them at the same time with a beautiful, beautiful shop. I rest my case. Thank you.
Perfect. That feels like that's covered a lot of bases. I like how many I rest my cases there are. That's such a funny thing to do as a lawyer. You just go, I rest my case. And then I unrest the case. It's like dropping the mic and then pulling out another mic from your pocket and being like, and I will continue with my new mic.
Now, off the record.
Yeah, yep.
Are they really suing you for what?
Yeah, for the sound of my shop. I know, it's mental, isn't it? It's crazy.
I stand firmly behind your mustache.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Also, off the record again. Yeah. XP's prices are outrageous.
Yeah, they are. 3 diamonds for golden carrots. What on earth? Yeah. You're totally right. We should sue him back.
A reverse sue.
Can we do that? Is that a thing that I can do in the legal system?
I feel like you could. I feel like you could. There's got to be a reverse sue. Counter sue. Chat's smart.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
I like reverse sue better.
No, reverse sue. The sue to boogaloo is also good. And I think that's the official legal term. That's like the Latin that you learn at law school. I appreciate your lawyerage. Look, this is a good audition.
I'll tell you what.
I'll be in touch.
Between you and me, I got a rapport with the judge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, didn't think that was coming.
No.
Second, I have such a skill of somebody coming at me with something and reversing it and talking about something else.
That's a good skill. I've got a handful of defenses as well about the situation, about the noise situation. I'll slip one to you, that the fact that technically I wouldn't have even built my iron shop if the Popo hadn't told me to build the iron shop. I was perfectly happy with my iron pile. But oh no,
those dirty popos.
Exactly. So there's a chance that we could do some like shifting the blame and stuff like that. So that's all pretty good, pretty exciting.
Popo people.
There's a lot of defenses. There's a lot of defenses.
I hate those popos.
Wait, oh no, you're the popo. I just remembered. Oh god. I think that may be the worst I've ever put my foot in it. Oh my goodness. I'm going to put all of the lawsuit stuff behind me for the time being and sit in silence and work on my redstone contraption. That makes more sense to me. Humans are complicated. The law is complicated. Redstone, nice and simple. And it always does exactly what you expect it to, at least most of the time. And I gotta say, when you're building up a redstone contraption that requires multiple repeated modules, something amazing happens once you start getting later into the process. You just get into a total flow state. In fact, I have a bit of a theory. I would say the first one always pants. Obviously, the first time you build the module, you don't know what you're doing. You're constantly going to be looking back at your reference and working things out. Number 2 is a little bit faster because you've learned the things from number 1. Number 3, however, is the slowest, because you have far too much confidence and you assume you're going to get it perfectly right. And then you mess everything up and you're constantly troubleshooting. And then 4 and 5, you've learned all the mistakes, you know what you're doing, and you fly through it. And that is the case with this build. This was smooth sailing everything is completed. And now we're in the final stages. And those final stages include a slight oversight. So when it comes to items that I'm going to have a large quantity of, namely things like stone, cobblestone, dirt, grass, I need to pre-filter the items. But as you can see, we don't really have too much space. And I'm not entirely sure what to do. I mean, I guess if it's only 3 items, then our chest can kind of go in the middle of this room. And then we would just about have enough space to squeak it in. Yeah, I think this might just work. So that's dirt, and then we've got cobblestone and stone. And then our chest can just go on top of this. Might need to do a small amount of redecorating. Maybe that kind of works, you know. I think I just need a handful of armor stands. And yeah, I think that has worked out perfectly. It looks like a nice little overflowing storage unit. Now let's try and work this out. So regular item sorters over here. Oh my goodness, I've still got this guy's head on. My inventory is more of a chaotic, horrific mess than it normally is. So our items will go off in this direction. And then over here, we're going to have the shulker box loaders. So I need to do 3 more of what I've just done here. I'm so glad I have a bamboo, an iron farm. I mean, imagine doing this without ready access to automatic hoppers. Oh dear, it seems I've completely run out of hoppers. Oh dear, it also seems I've run out of my ready supply of bamboo. Thank goodness. Thankfully, my infinite supply of iron hadn't run out, and I've just restocked my shop. Despite being sued, I still want the server to have lots of iron. Right, our second set of item sorters are now going in. That should be that. Okay, fine, that should be that. Even though I've built these things like a billion times, I still like to make sure that they are actually working. Which it looks like they are. Good. Okay, now for the shulker box loaders. And I've been standing here for about 10 minutes just thinking. Because I think that instead of having 3 shulker box loaders for all the different resources, I should just have 1 shulker box loader which scrambles all of the items like stone, cobblestone, and dirt into the shulker boxes. But that does have some mild complications. I think we should head into the redstone testing world. So this is like the standard simple shulker box loader. When I fill this up with items, you can see that our shulker box gets broken, gets dropped down into this hopper down here, and then we get another shulker box here, so we can load items into it. The only slight problem with a design like this is, say we have 3 different types of items. If I were to fill this in basically all the way with soul sand, but then there was like a single item here and a single item here, you can see that unless we fill up these stacks as well, this shulker box is never going to break. Now, I'm assuming, okay, I'm going to make an assumption here that this should actually be quite easy, in that all I need to do is make sure that my redstone line is just 1 block longer, so it takes the signal strength down by 1. This lever is just here to redirect the redstone signal so that it unlocks this hopper. So let's do our worst case scenario. So we've got 1 random item, we got another random item, and then our kelp starts coming in. Okay. No, I'm taking a slightly different tactic. It's the same idea, but instead of using redstone lines, I'm now just using another chest. So let's go worst case scenario once again. We have got all of this. Kelp. Okay, so something like this will work perfectly for shulker boxes that can receive a maximum of 3 different items. Obviously, if you've got 4 different items that the shulker box can receive, then you're going to need to do something different. You're going to need to adjust the number of shovels, and obviously the more your shulker box can receive, the less efficient storage to shulker box you're going to have, because obviously all you're doing is reducing the number of items, the maximum number of items that your shulker box can receive before it gets broken. Okay, let's build this on the Hermitcraft server. So I've got my shulker box, which is going to be going here, and then the dispenser will go somewhere over here. The piston's going to go on top of it. And the cool thing is, when we break this shulker box here, all we need to do is get it into that water stream, and then it will be on its way to the Boulder Bros, which I am just working on now. So we've got an automatic dropper right here that will send out our items. I just need to build a little chute, and I have given up on using glass for this stuff. Do you know how much glass I've used in this episode? No one is ever going to see the glass. I don't even know why I bother. Okay, Here we go. Finishing touches now. That should be it. So this dropper right here will take in our shulker box and it will drop it out into the water stream. And the water stream will carry that shulker box off to the Boulder Bros. This whole system is so ridiculously cool. Oh, I cannot wait to start getting the items in here. What I find super interesting about this base is firstly, the fact that this entire cliffside is actually man-made is always interesting to me. It's like completely hollowed out. But then also, as soon as you pop beneath the somewhat whimsical and sweet-looking exterior, you can just see a network of redstone contraptions and various different bits and pieces and just like a big network of water streams. This is my favorite sort of Minecraft base. I absolutely cannot wait to start building all of the interiors for all of these structures. I can't wait to get the items into the sorting system. I cannot wait to wave goodbye to the variety of different chest monsters that I have dotted around. But that is another project for another day. I hope that you enjoyed this Hermitcraft episode and I will catch you in the next one. See ya!